Next, we have with us Andy Rogers, Chairman of the Board at Pretty Technical. Andy, how are you?
I'm very well, Willem. How are you?
Very well. Welcome to the webinar. Andy, before we hear from you, let's do a quick audience survey. As I said before, please go to your Slido screen. If you have not done so, please go to slido.com and enter the event code GIH. What we would like to know from you is, have you implemented a data vault yet? And we have some people voting from home. So please take a moment to go to the Slido app or to the slido.com website, enter the event code GIH and participate in this vault. I think we'll give it a few more seconds, but it's quite clear the majority of the attendees today have not implemented a data vault. That's some helpful background information here. Andy, what is Domino and why have a data vault?
Well, Domino is our brand name for our data vault, and the data vault is a sort of generic term for what's called a control database in the Netherlands, and it's a piece of software that is a regulatory requirement. You have to have it to operate legally in the jurisdictions that require it, and there are a number around the world. And what it does, quite simply, is it takes information from your PAM. On play data and other things that are related to your regulatory performance. It converts that into a format that the regulator specifies. It keeps that data in a persistent way, and it allows the regulator to access that in a predefined way. And around the world, in all of those markets that require it, the requirements of that data vault are slightly different. So whether it's timing or the type of data or the time it's held or the format the regulator would like it in is all slightly different. So that's as a product, and that's what we call Domino.
Quite clear, Andy. Andy, how do you differentiate yourself in the market?
Well, that's really a good question. So the product itself is pre-described. It has to do what it does. You can't make up anything around it particularly. But what we've had the ability to do is take some of our experience. So myself and the co-founder of Pretty Technical, Andre, we ran about 27% of the Spanish GGR through platforms that we ran a few years ago. So we're very used to dealing with regulators, and that was a requirement in Spain as well. We've actually developed these data vaults before, and so we have good experience on the technology side. Obviously, the service level is very important here. You need to trust the people you're dealing with, and they need to be responsive, both in a commercial sense, but also in a service sense. And we're really good at that, Pretty Technical. The second way would be the technology. And as I say, the feature set is prescribed, but the way that you deploy it's not. And so, we have a very modern technology stack. It's all JSON and RESTful APIs. So very easy to integrate with. And then the final thing there is the commercial model. So the commercial model is quite interesting. It's either based on average daily player activity over the month, or we will sell the code so that a customer can run this themselves under their own stack, as long as they've got the right infrastructure requirements, as we just heard previously.
Quite interesting, Andy. Andy, as a last question to you, who is behind Domino, the company, and what else do you offer?
Yeah, so Domino is brought to you by Pretty Technical, and Pretty Technical is part of the Rocker Network, which is a group of wholly owned businesses all pointed at the gaming sector. You may have heard of some of those, Rocker and Random Color Animal and Skull Mountain and etc. But Pretty Technical itself offers curated gaming solutions. So we have a set of core gaming technology. It's not like a turnkey or a white label solution like some other providers on the market. We have player account management, we have RNG as a service, we have data tools, we have crypto payment gateways, and so core technology for the gaming industry. And so things like the data vault, like Domino, are very they're very front and center for the type of things that we're bringing to market as Pretty Technical. Our experience, as I say, is multi-yeared. We have myself and my business partner Andre have many years experience in both serving the B2B community in the gaming sector, but also a whole wide range of international tier 1 operators. So we're used to that service level and the requirements that those people have in the market.
I guess, Andy, pretty technical is what it describes quite well. Thank you very much, Andy.
It's pretty technical.
Let's see if there's any audience questions. We have time to answer one question here to Andy. And we have a question from the audience here. Andy, how is the process to deliver the CD solution, I guess it's control database solution, as an independent product?
Yep. So one of the only real complexity is us working with an internal technical team to understand the data structure of the existing PAM, the player account management system. We need to understand that in order to deploy our ingester. So we have something called an ingester, which takes the data out of a system and puts it into Domino. So that's really the main process that we need to understand. Once it's in that, and we've tested that, and we're confident as a team that it's compliant, then it can be put live in a very short timeline.
Perfect. Yeah, great, super clear. That's all the time we have for you, Andy. Andy, thank you for being with us today, and I hope to see you in person soon.